Hello and thanks for joining me. Today is October 11th, Wednesday, 2017. As you can see, I have my new Silva background or my backdrop going here, so I'm pretty excited about it. I call them the Silva Towers. But I thought today would be a good idea to educate you about short squeezes. And short squeezes are a lot of fun when you're an investor, especially an investor that's long, because in the event of a short squeeze, what occurs is investors that are short of stock end up having to cover their position, meaning they have to buy it back, which results in the stock moving considerably higher, especially in stocks that have a low float or a low number of shares that are not held by insiders or institutions and are available for trading on a daily basis. One of my favorite short squeezes that I can possibly remember, or that I remember, is Taser. So Taser was a small company that makes those little tasing guns. And there were two brothers who ran the company. People thought they were nimwits. They went out on the road. No one thought that the company would gain any adoption from law enforcement or the military because of these two brothers, and they thought that there was no way they would be able to sell. In addition to that, there was a lot of skepticism in terms of the human rights elements as it relates to utilizing a taser on an individual. So with that said, the company, went public, did a number of different road shows, and given the fact that the company was so tightly held, it was the perfect candidate for a short squeeze, and the stock went up massively. And when I say massively, it was a $2 stock and went well past 300 at one point. So why do I bring this up? Well, there's a number of potential candidates or number of potential short squeeze candidates for the companies that are listed on our website currently. I suggest you take a look at some of these companies. That includes BioTime. Another company is Riot Blockchain, a company that we mentioned recently in an article. Another company that is Inpixon. So what happens in these situations, just to give you a quick refresher, is you have hedge funds who come in and say, hey, I think that this is a ludicrous business idea. There's no chance of success for this business. And what they do is they go in and they borrow shares from an investor, be it you, me, whoever makes their shares available for borrow, and then they sell those shares. So let's say the stock, we'll take Riot Blockchain as an example. So the stock is $9 currently, and let's say a short investor wants to come in and sell short Riot Blockchain. So what they would do is they would borrow shares from a retail investor typically, or an institutional investor who makes their shares available to be borrowed. As an investor, you can also tell your broker that you don't want your shares to be available for a borrow. So what they will do is they will short Riot Blockchain in an attempt to knock it down. So they will sell the stock at 9, and the hope is that they can buy back the stock at a lower level and then deliver that stock to the person in which they borrowed it from and reap a profit. So let's say they sold Riot Blockchain at $9. They end up buying it back at $4.50. There's a nice gain for those people, of 50% gain for those who are going to short sell. Now, on the flip side of that, considering the fact that Riot Blockchain only has 3 million shares in the float and only 5 million shares outstanding, these investors could get massively stung in the incident or in the event that the stock was to go up. So let's say an investor comes in and says, okay, I'm going to sell 200,000 shares of Riot Blockchain at $9, which is $1.8 million sale. And as a result of selling that, they hope the stock goes down. But let's say the stock goes up. Well, let's say the stock goes to 15. Well, now this person is in some serious trouble, given the fact that the stock is up almost 50% on them, and they're more than likely going to try to cover. And let's assume that Riot Blockchain isn't trading like it is right now, which is incredibly liquid. But let's say it's only trading 40, 50,000 shares a day. Well, then this investor is probably going to take somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks to be able to cover their position. And their hope is in the process of buying back the stock, remember they have to buy it back, that the stock just doesn't go crazy and get away from them. And let's say the stock goes to 20 as a result of them buying back. So anyways, short squeezes can be a lot of fun. I mentioned some candidates that are currently on our website that you can take a look at. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I apologize. I've been out for a little while and haven't been able to do some of these vlogs. We recently had our 4th child, so that's been keeping me busy, no question about that. But thank you as always for tuning in, and for additional resources and more information on some of the companies we follow, as well as some educational materials, please visit our website at www.silvacap.com. And this is Ross Silver saying thank you for tuning in. Bye.